There's a hand around my throat right now, and I'm the one writing this. 2 nights ago, a wall of birds tore through my kitchen window and clawed my skin open. Yesterday, something with fingers too long to be human reached down my throat and grabbed the back of my tongue. Tonight, I'm typing this with one arm because the other one won't stop shaking. My neighbor did this to me. And starting tomorrow, I have to feed him. My name's Micah. Studio apartment, 2nd floor, government-assisted housing, the kind of building where gunshots are just Tuesday night background noise. No roommate, no dependents, nobody checking in on me. Which means nobody would have noticed if I just disappeared. 3 days ago, I didn't think about any of that. I was just a guy who noticed his neighbor a little too much. I watched him climb the stairs that first night. Long coat, black as an oil slick, doing nothing against the cold. He was carrying grocery bags, brown paper, the kind from a butcher shop, and the bottoms were soaked through. Dark, heavy, dripping. His footsteps didn't creak, not once. A man that size should sound like something on those old stairs, but he moved like the building was holding its breath for him. He turned into 354. Next door. Mine's 353. I heard the lock turn, didn't hear the door open. Only heard it close, soft, careful, like it was scared of making noise. Then silence. I looked down at the concrete landing after he'd gone in. A single red drop, then another. A trail leading straight to his door. I told myself it was nothing. People carry raw meat, people spill things. I should have listened to the part of me that didn't believe that. That night, I was just gaming. Headset on, lights off, trying to forget the cold outside. Then, I heard it. A snarl. Not a dog, not an animal I could name. It was the sound of something trying to sound like an animal, something performing threat instead of actually possessing it. Something practicing being bigger than it was. And it was close. Right outside my door. Then nothing. I sat there, waited. My own breathing was the loudest thing in the room. I threw on a hoodie, slid my feet into sandals, and cracked the door open. The blood trail was back, thicker now, tangled with something else. Something that caught the light wrong. It curled from my landing, straight to 354. Beyond the stairwell, the overpass sat dead quiet. No trucks, no wind in the trees. Just stillness and a sky with nothing in it. No stars, just black pressing down. Hello. I sit into all that silence. May I? Holy shit. The voice came from a crack in his door, barely open. I would have sworn that door was shut a second ago. My apologies. I didn't mean to startle you, young man. It's okay, but what's with the blood? You don't sound right. Are you okay? The door eased open another few inches, silent. Shaking slightly, like something inside was leaning its full weight against it. Then the smell hit me. Rotten, thick, wrong. He filled the doorway from the frame's top edge down. Most of him stayed swallowed in shadow, but the cheap fluorescent light outside caught half his face. Pale, ancient, wrinkled skin stretched over something underneath that didn't quite move like skin should. One eye small blue. And it found me immediately, pinned me in place, before I even understood I was afraid. The corner of his mouth curled upward. May I ask you to come in? Sandpaper voice. Fingers, too long, too many joints, slid across the doorframe like they were tasting the wood. Just to help me with something. Are you okay? What is that? What's with the blood? My voice cracked on the last word. I was already backing toward my own door. His lip twitched, pulled back. Teeth rotted, too many of them, showed underneath. I slammed my door. Stood in the middle of my apartment, breathing like I'd run a mile. Heart pounding in my ears, so loud it hurt. I thought about who I could call. Nobody. I stayed up all night, checked the locks, checked the peephole. Every single time, his face was still there, frozen in that same sliver of open door, staring dead at my peephole, like he knew exactly where my eye would be. 3:41 a.m. I checked again. Gone. Door shut. Blood trail vanished. Not smeared, not cleaned. Gone like it had never been there, and there's no version of quickly wiped up that explains that. I had two options, run or figure out what the hell I was dealing with. Running wasn't an option. So the next morning, I called the leasing office. Parkway Management, this is Mandy. Hey, yeah, my neighbor's been acting really strange. Scared me pretty bad last night. Unit number 353. Neighbors in 354. We'll send someone to talk to him. Anything else? That's it? You don't want details. Someone will follow up. I hung up, already knowing nothing would happen. They can't even keep up with maintenance requests. So I called the police non-emergency line instead, asked for a wellness check. While I waited, I watched his window from mine, painted black. Thick brush strokes, covering the glass from the inside like he'd sealed himself in. Boots on the stairs, eventually, 2 officers. One knocked, one stood back, watching the hallway. 5 different locks clicked open, one by one. Afternoon, sir. Officer Charlie. Just checking everything's all right. Mind if we step in? And there he was in full daylight this time, wearing a world's best grandpa pajama set, smiling, warm. An old man's voice, slow and kind, nothing like the rasp from the night before. Oh, sorry. You caught me napping. Come on in. I'd love the company. 10 minutes later, the officers walked back down, laughing about something, easy, relaxed. Then I saw him in the doorway again, staring straight through my peephole, eyes narrowed under heavy gray brows. Hatred, plain and simple. And his skin was turning red, face, arms, all of it, flushing like something building underneath was about to surface. I looked away first. When I looked back, he was gone. Yesterday, I bought a cheap wireless doorbell camera from the hardware store. No subscription, so no recording, just live footage through an app. Choppy, 20 frames a second, good enough. Late evening, there he was on the feed, same coat. 2 paper bags, dripping, full of meat with no packaging. He stopped, stared directly into the lens. Then he dropped the bags. I watched the paper split under the weight of raw meat hitting the ground and lunged for the camera. His hand closed around the lens. Connection lost. Check settings. I threw my door open. Nothing. No meat, no blood, no broken camera, no neighbor. Just silence again, that same dead air silence from the first night. Where are you? My voice came out thin, useless. Wham. A bird hit my kitchen window at full speed and dropped, twitching, onto the concrete below. Wham. Another. This one left a crack and blood smeared across the glass. I spun around, searching the sky. Nothing, no birds anywhere, except the ones already dead below my window. Wham. A third. The crack spread. Vomit and blood painted the glass into something that looked almost decorative in the worst way possible. 15 minutes of silence after that. I actually let myself believe it was over. Then it came like a storm breaking. Wham, 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 smash. The window gave out entirely and birds poured through like water through a broken dam. Wings everywhere, claws raking my arms, my scalp, anything exposed. I felt blood running warm down my forehead. I was screaming and couldn't even hear myself over the noise. Then his voice cut through all of it, clean, close, like he was speaking directly into my skull. I can make it stop if you let me 3 in. Fine. Just make it stop. Stop it. Stop it. Silence. Instant. Total. I opened my eyes to a wrecked apartment, dead birds everywhere, lights out. And behind me, standing so close I could feel the cold rolling off him, he was already inside. His hand closed around my throat and lifted me off the ground like I weighed nothing. We're going to come to an agreement, boy. His voice had changed again. No rasp now, just cold authority. 5 pounds of fresh meat at my door every day before 6 p.m. You'll do exactly as I say. You belong to me now. My vision started going dark at the edges. PL plea. He dropped me. I hit the floor in a heap. I can make your life hell, Micah. Know that. He knelt beside me. Let's practice. Open your mouth. Before I could even process the words, 2 fingers were down my throat, gripping the back of my tongue. I gagged, violently, while he muttered something low and foreign under his breath. Latin, maybe. I couldn't tell through the sound of my own retching. Tell anyone about me, and your own stomach will turn on you. He wiped his hand on my carpet. One more thing. He grabbed my arm and bit down. Pain shot through my entire body like a live wire. And underneath the pain, something else. Something that felt like it was reaching into me, past the physical, while my blood ran into his mouth. Then everything went black. I woke up to this. Torn apartment, dead birds, a bite mark that hasn't stopped aching since. It's the middle of the night, and somewhere in the back of my mind, I already know what tomorrow at 6 p.m. is going to look like. I don't know what he is. I don't know why the blood disappeared, or why the birds obeyed him, or what he put inside me when he bit down. I just know I have 5 pounds of meat to find and a door I'm never going to be able to lock again. If this story got under your skin, hit subscribe, because whatever happens tomorrow at 6, you don't want to hear how it ends.